What is happening, good people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're back here in Farming Simulator 25. This is Rags to Riches, episode number 15. And as you can see behind me, as we discussed in the last episode, we have built a little spot for some of our equipment. We also went behind the greenhouse a little bit and over here between the sawmill and the end of the greenhouse, and we just created a little sort of dirt patch and rounded it off so it looks pretty nice. A place where we can put our equipment so it's not strewn about, especially down on that hill by the other greenhouses. And eventually we'll be able to clean that area up as well. Taking a look at it from an aerial view, I just cleaned up the area around these greenhouses, kind of cleaned up this path a little bit, and then I built a little cutout here with dirt that just can hold some of our equipment. Now, we didn't put our wood transport trailer over here yet. We'll have to find a spot for that, but all the other equipment fits pretty nicely around in here, and that is pretty good. It just tie these things up a little bit so it's not just kind of laying around. Eventually, I would like to get rid of this tree. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the stump because the stump's going to be in there causing a problem, and I don't want that to be an issue. So I'll probably work on that, do some testing off camera and see what kind of tools we need to get that accomplished. But for today's episode, we have got a lot of decisions to make, and the first one is how to spend our money. We have $160,873 in the bank, and I feel like going shopping. I'm not sure about you guys, but this is a pretty exciting time in the series. $160,000 in the bank. It's getting late in the afternoon here, the second day of May. We are going to be going to sleep. We saw our first tornado in the last episode. And if we kind of look at the map here, if we pull it up, you can see the tornado's still going down the river there over by the shop. And hopefully it doesn't come up towards our farm. We got kind of lucky. That was pretty exciting. So eventually we're going to get to sleep here in this afternoon. We're going to get into the month of June. I did see a couple of pallets of lettuce that had spawned. Lettuce is kind of holding steady right now in price. Not the best price for it. So I think we'll be okay to go into June and we can sell it in June. Looks like the price is going to hold steady and then go down again in July. In order to start expanding our farm and our little empire that we're trying to build, we're going to need some more equipment, and I think the next logical piece of equipment to buy is going to be a seeder. I do like this solid stand 1500. It's not super expensive. It also has the option to put fertilizer in it. If we get this seeder, then we're going to have all of the tools to start buying other fields and planting other crops. So the first thing we're going to do with our money is buy this Great Plains seeder here. We do want a fertilizer distribution unit on it. It's going to raise the price just a little bit. We're going to leave the rim color as that cream yellow, sort of matches the green and gold theme we got going on here. And we are going to buy this seeder right now. Bam, seeder is purchased. All right, we got to hop in our tractor and go pick up our seeder. We still have $106,373 left. Now, I'll tell you what, I'd love to buy a new field. I mean, we've got a lot of money to play with. The other option, now that we have a seeder, is we could buy a harvester. I don't know that we would be able to buy a harvester and a header. I think the cheapest harvester is over $100,000, probably $105,000. So that would use up all of our money. We'd have to do some contract work, sell some product, and then we could buy a header for it. But the problem is we would not have a field to plant our own crops. So we are really getting close to buying a harvester and being able to get our own crops going and expanding our farm. But I just don't know that we're there quite yet. The seeder is a step in the right direction. I feel like we need to buy a new field. Even if it's a field that has another crop on it, we can cultivate it, get rid of that crop, and we can use the seeder to plant some grass. It's just going to be more income for us. And then the next cycle of selling our grass and silage will probably then have enough money where we can think about buying a harvester and then changing over one of our grass fields to a crop. I also would like to buy a field and potentially get some sheep going on it. One of the goals of this series is to get some sheep and some wool, and to get like a tailor shop going, and that would be really cool to start. We do have some goats on our little farm. I'd also like to expand and get a bigger goat pen so that we can really make some money. And what the hell, I'd like more greenhouses. I mean, they are a cash cow. You put some lettuce in a greenhouse and you're making some money. So here we go with the seeder. Let's go ahead and hook this thing up. We're going to take it back to the farm. First thing though, we're going to buy some seed. All right, now the fertilizer, we can actually fill it up with the fertilizer that was sitting right there, and we just did that. Let's go ahead and buy a pallet of seeds. This pallet here gives us 1,050 liters. I'm not sure how many pallets we need. Let's just buy 2 pallets of seeds. There we go, that should be enough, and we'll just go ahead and start filling this thing up. And oh boy, looks like we bought too many seeds. That's okay. Oh, no, we didn't. We're doing good here. 1,270 liters is what this thing holds. We do need some more fertilizer though. And here we go, fertilizer big bag. Let's just buy one of these. Actually, no, we'll buy 2 of these. You can always use fertilizer in our fertilizer spreader. And there we go, there is the fertilizer down here. Let's go ahead and drive this thing over. And there we go, filled up with fertilizer. So we got fertilizer and seeds. And you know, I didn't check the horsepower rating on this thing. This tractor is kind of dragging a little bit. Hopefully we'll be able to seed some fields with this. I guess I should have checked the horsepower rating. And you know what, I didn't check either. We probably could have upgraded our tractor. Maybe that would have been a smart thing to do instead of buying the seeder. Oh well, you know what? The theme of this series is the consequences of our decisions and how we live with them. So I think the seeder was a good idea. It's really the next step in expanding our farm. Oh hey, wow. Look at that mustache, my God. All right, while we're on the ferry, let's talk about fields. We do have some option. I want the field that we purchased to be flat so that we can put greenhouses or animal pens, stuff like that on it. And one of the fields that I really like is 43. Let's go ahead and visit that real quick. This field is very flat. It's close to our farm. I mean, we're right across the road there. This field currently has sunflowers, which we cannot harvest because we don't have a harvester. But if we bought this field, I think it's around $60,000, and it is nice and flat. So if we wanted to convert this to greenhouses or animals or something like that, we certainly could do that. But I like the idea of cultivating this field, planting some grass. We will have then an additional grass field just to make us some more money here in silage. You can see this one here, $64,440. It would leave us still about $36,000 in the bank, which would be really great. And then that would be a nice stepping stone for us to just do some more contracts, build that up, and who knows? I think the next step would be to buy some sheep. So let's go ahead and purchase this field. $64,400. There we go, bam. Look at that, we are expanding our farm. And who knows, maybe the next one would be to buy this field here. It's almost $200,000. I don't know. Something to set our sights on maybe. All right, let's bring this seeder back to the farm. And hopefully we can make it up this hill with this seeder. I am not sure it's gonna make it, but we're gonna try. Yeah, this tractor is doing okay. One of the other things that we have to think about, if we're going to buy a harvester and start planting crops, we're going to need a trailer too. And those can be expensive, but I think we'll do a good job being frugal and buying the right one. So let's go ahead and take this seeder over to our new field. We're eventually going to have to seed this field with some grass. We could actually park this seeder right here. Let's get it out of the way of the road. We can go pick up our cultivator, and let's bring our cultivator back over here, and we can start cultivating this field. And as a matter of fact, we could probably get it cultivated and planted before we have to sleep for this day. All right, here we go, backing it up, picking up this cultivator here, and there it is. Let's go cultivate our field, and that way we can seed it. And this is a perfect time to ask yourself the question of the day. Are you subscribed to the channel? If the answer is no, stop what you're doing right now and hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so that you're notified of all the content coming out. And hit that like button. Even if you don't like the video, you gotta hit it. It's part of the YouTube rules. And leave your comments down below. It doesn't even matter what you say. It's a safe space here on the farm. You say whatever the hell you want. Alright, this is a little tough with all these trees here on the side, trying to get a good view of us cultivating. And we might just have to zoom in a little bit. But we are ripping up these sunflowers in this field. And we are going to plant us some grass. All right, there we go. The field is cultivated. We're going to go ahead and take our cultivator back. We'll park it at its spot, and then we're going to pick up the seeder. We'll seed the field with some grass and get that going. And that's probably all we're going to do here. We might check to see if there's some contracts. I mean, we've got $35,573 here, and I did work out the pricing. If we want to buy a full sheep pen, it's going to cost us about $97,000 for the pen, another $38,000 for the sheep themselves. So I think that we're going to probably be around $100,000 to $140,000, depending on what we want to do as far as how many sheep. Somebody had also suggested that we could sell our goats, but I kind of like our goats, so I don't really want to sell them. We would only sell them if we were in dire straits and really needed the money. So let's go ahead and hook up our seeder. Let's seed this field with some grass, and then we'll probably actually we don't have to fertilize it because this has a fertilizer on it. So let's select the seed. It's going to be grass. Let's turn on the seeder. We're going to lower the seeder, and here it is. We are seeding our field with grass. right, there we go. Looks like the field is completely seeded. Let's go ahead and turn the seeder off. It's just another piece of equipment. We're going to have to figure out where to stick this on our little farm. Well, now that we have a new field, perhaps we can find a spot over here. I don't know how far over here we own. It looks like there's a little dirt patch right here. You know what? We're going to use this little dirt patch for our seeder. It's there on purpose. It's like it was meant to be. That is awesome. Let's not forget we have that sitting there. I don't want anybody to come and steal it. All right, hopping out, looking at the ground, we're growing grass. It's 100% fertilized, which is awesome. We don't have to do any more work to it. It's getting some rain, and that is great. We're gonna have another grass field here that we can harvest. And I tell you what, it kind of makes me think, we've got $35,000 left. It kind of makes me think about putting another greenhouse somewhere over here. I mean, the more lettuce, the better, in my opinion. I also wouldn't mind putting another sawmill somewhere. I mean, that thing is a pretty good money maker, but we're going to need $36,000 in order to do both of those things. So let's go ahead and park our tractor here. I don't know if there's any contracts that we can do before we sleep, so let's take a look. Oh, we've got 2 bale wrapping contracts. They are both square bales though, so not that great. There's a fertilizing contract. We could do that. That's another $4,000. And you know what? That would give us enough money to buy either a large greenhouse or another sawmill. So let's go ahead and accept this fertilizer contract and let's get that started. All right, here we go, hooking up our fertilizer spreader. Look at that. It's right here. Conveniently parked in a nice little spot. All right, let's check out the map to see where the contract is, and I don't see it. Looks like it's field number 22, which is not too far away. Oh, there it is. Now I see it on the map. Duh. All right, we should have enough fertilizer in our fertilizer spreader, and maybe after this job we could swing by the store, because we do have some fertilizer there. We could just throw it in the back of this thing. That would give us the opportunity to do more fertilizing contracts. It seems like the fertilizing contracts really happen here in the late spring. The mowing contracts just sort of pop up whenever. Cultivating seems to happen more so throughout the summer. But either way, we are going to do this contract. We're going to get $4,000. And I think we should buy a large greenhouse with that. We'll just have to figure out where to put it. All right, let's turn on the spreader. Let's go ahead and back that camera out. And let's go ahead and do this job. All right, that job is completed, and let's get on back to the farm. I don't think we're going to stop by the shop, but we don't have any fertilizer in our spreader. Got about 12%. So we are eventually going to have to go to the shop and pick up some more fertilizer. Hopefully there'll be some cultivating contracts and some other contracts available. The fertilizing contracts, while they're easy to do, they do cost us a bit of money. I tell you, I think the idea of another sawmill is a really good idea. We just have to figure out a place to put it. But also, a large greenhouse costs the same amount, $36,000. Pretty sure that would produce, you know, the same. Oh my God, did you see that? What the hell was that? That son of a bitch. I mean, that guy just came up behind us, rear-ended us, gave us the pit maneuver, put us right into a tree. God, somebody called the Riverbend Springs Police Department. We got to report that to somebody. That is absolutely ridiculous. Oh my God. I mean, it's like a NASCAR race. We just got dumped into the wall. Jeez, a whiz. All right, let's go ahead and put this fertilizer spreader back. We will collect our money on this contract. And there's still those bale wrapping contracts. No other contracts available. I tell you what we're going to do. We got $39,000 in the bank. Let's turn off our tractor. Before we make any hasty decisions and blow all this money, let's go ahead and sleep. We're going to get into June. And let's see what June has to offer us. I mean, aside from nice weather. All right, here we go, sleeping the night away. When we awake, it will be June. What a beautiful month. It's going to be beautiful weather. We're probably going to have more lettuce, hopefully some wood, some goat milk, stuff to sell. This is exciting. Here are the goats. I mean, they are just walking around. They're frolicking. And here comes this guy. He's going to say hi to us. What's up? I mean, these goats are cool. Tell you what, can't wait to get some sheep. All right, speaking of goats, it's the month of June, and we've got 863 liters of goat milk here. No wood has spawned in the new month. We do have some lettuce. We've got one pallet there. We have one pallet over here. Oh, two pallets. That's three. We've got another pallet down there. That's four. And we probably have one on the other side, which is going to be five. So we got 5 pallets of lettuce. We could sell our goat milk now. Let's check on the prices. Lettuce right now, oh geez. I mean, this graph is different than it was. I mean, we just looked at this and the graph was different. I mean, now it's all sliding. Either way, $2,894 for our lettuce. We got to sell it now because the prices are falling. Take a look at our goat milk. I mean, that's not a great time to sell our goat milk. Jeez, oh whiz. $7,790. I mean, we're losing, I don't know, $1,800 almost if we sell it now. So I tell you what, we're not going to sell it. We're going to wait a few months. I mean, unless we really need the money, we're just going to hold on to it. All right, one thing that we have to do is check on the used vehicle. Oh, look at this. Would you look at this? It's a baler. It's a Krone baler here. This one is, I believe, round bales as well. I mean, this thing's 57% off, $29,288. And would you look at this? There's a tractor, the Lin Track 130. It's 47% off, $66,228. It's got 136 horsepower. Oh my gosh, it's purple. Oh my God, who did that? I mean, if that's the way it comes, let's change it back to its default color here of red. And there we go. It's a Lindner tractor. We can put a front loader on it, just like we have now. Put some Continental tires on it. I mean, it's $67,728. Oh man, we'd have to come up with some money real quick. And right now it's got 136 horsepower. The engine can't be upgraded. Tell you what, if we take a look at our tractor, I would imagine if we kind of spruced it up a little bit, that we could probably sell it for 30 grand. This thing's got 116 horsepower, which is not bad. I mean, it's doing us right. I don't know that it's time to trade this one in and upgrade just yet, but it is tempting. And speaking of upgrading, I mean, this thing here, the Klaus Roland 520, makes 125 centimeter round bales. We could probably spruce this thing up, sell it for 30 grand. And then this one sitting here would cost about the same, so it'd probably be an even swap. This one does bigger bales, so 125 centimeters all the way up to 180 centimeters. One thing we'd have to make sure is that our bale wrapper could wrap bales that big, and it can. It can only go up to 150 centimeters. But honestly, I don't even know why we're talking about baling grass anyway, because we really want to get rid of that whole process and go with the silo and the forage wagon. All right, well, we got some decisions to make. I mean, honestly, we could upgrade our tractor. It would probably cost us about $30,000. We would get 20 more horsepower out of it, and that's really it. That's all we would get. So, I mean, you know, one of my mottos, it ain't broke if you don't fix it. Wait, no, wait, hold on. Hold on, don't fix it if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I said. You heard me. Don't make me repeat myself. All right, let's go ahead and put the side of this thing down. Oh, put the side flap down. There we go. All right, we're gonna load up our lettuce pallets here. Here we go, pallet number 1. I wonder if we could just stack these and pick them both up at the same time. Let's see. All right, here we go. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. Oh boy. Look at this. Boy, this is pretty dangerous right here. Oh my. Boy, if we drop one of these, we're gonna have some dirty lettuce on the ground. This is risky stuff right here on the farm. I tell you what, we're taking chances. We're feeling pretty good today. Feeling pretty good in this episode. We spent a lot of money. We got a new farm. I mean, things are looking up for us here. Rags to riches. We're going away from our rags and we're looking more like riches. There we go. Double stack. Kind of makes me think of a double cheeseburger. And now I'm hungry. Thanks a lot. All right, this one's always tough to get to. I don't like the way this greenhouse is positioned. I think we have made that clear on the record. All right, there we go. Another lettuce pallet on the trailer. We got 2 more to go, maybe 3. I don't know what's on the other side of these greenhouses down here. I definitely know there's 1. Well, let's go ahead over here and check. And perhaps it's 2? No, it's just 1. One lonely little pallet of lettuce. All right, there we go. Stacked another one on top. Hopefully we can strap these down so they don't fly off when we're taking them to the farmer's market. And that's another thing to think about here. There are options to buy little kiosks. So for example, you can buy a little farmer's market kiosk and you can store your goods in there and it's like a selling point. I don't know if that makes any money for you. So let me know if you guys have experimented with that and whether or not that's like a good money maker. We're just looking for different money makers here on the farm. Just something different. All right, there we go. All the pallets of lettuce are here. Let's go ahead and strap them down. We will take these to the farmer's market. All right, there we go. They're all strapped down. Let's do it. Probably makes somewhere in the neighborhood of $14,000, which is not too shabby. It's going to put us up around $53,000, $54,000, which is great. I tell you what, if we spend the next month just strictly doing contracts and building up our bank account, we are going to have enough money to potentially go out and buy ourselves a harvester. I mean, it's not far away. But I think the goal here should be, number 1, paying off our loan. Bam, there we go. Lettuce sold. $14,468. We're up to $53,858. But yeah, the goal right now should be paying off our loan. And then the second goal is going to be to start the process of getting wool and fabric and starting that tailor shop. I mean, those are the big goals of this series. Those are the goals that we set out at the beginning of the series, and if we can do that and build up a nice sizable bank account, I mean, we will have done everything that we needed to do in our Rags to Riches series. So I feel like that should be our primary focus, and that's exactly what we're going to focus on. All right, let's put this trailer back. Tell you what, this is not a bad job right here. There we go. Trailer's back right in this little spot. All right, in the month of July, the grass is going to be ready to harvest again. Let's check it out and see if it needs to be fertilized. It does. So all the grass fields need to be fertilized. We do need fertilizer in the spreader. So we might as well take the fertilizer spreader to the shop, fill it up with fertilizer. We can fertilize all of our fields. Oh boy, oh God, we just knocked our mower over. Oh crap. Ah, what a pain in the ass that is. Oh, there we go. Stay right there. Perfect. Okay, we did it. Thank you, pallet fork. I mean, if I had any writing skills, I would write you a letter. Dear pallet fork, thank you for being so wonderful and helping us lift up the mower. that we knocked on the ground. All right, to the shop we go. All right, there we go. Fields are fertilized. We filled up the fertilizer spreader with some new fertilizer. We can go ahead and drop this back off. First, let's check to see if there are any contracts out here. We got a deadwood, 1,500 bucks. We can definitely do that. We can also pick up some trees. We have a harvesting contract, which we can't do. Tedder grass. We don't have a grass tedder, but we do have a windrower. I don't know that we're going to buy a grass tedder. We do have a wood transport, which we could attempt. I don't know what it's like down there in that part of the map. We'll have to go take a peek at it, but we could attempt it, see if it's something that we could accomplish here. So let's go ahead and accept this deadwood contract. It's 1,500 bucks, and that's what we're going to focus on right now. And then we'll take a shot at that wood transport contract. I mean, it might be something that's not too bad. All right, dropping off the fertilizer spreader. Let's go get our little trailer. All right, there we go. Trailer is hooked up. And let's go do the deadwood contract. We are going to bring back a couple trees. I think our sawmill could use a couple trees. We'll fill up the sawmill. That way it'll keep producing wood for us. And then we'll try our hand at that wood transport contract. I mean, it's $4,000. It really depends. I kind of think of it like, you know, let's say a $4,000 cultivating contract. Usually those take, you know, some time to do. They're a little bit easier, but I mean, if this is comparable as far as the amount of work that we have to do and the time put into it, then maybe we'll just start doing those. I also had a comment, and I'm going to try and be better with remembering who's leaving what comments, but I had a comment about using the crane on the wood transport trailers and how you definitely get used to using that crane. So definitely something that I'm going to start practicing with so that eventually we can buy a wood transport trailer thing that has a crane on it, and then we can go do those transport jobs and just, you know, according to this comment, it said that it would be pretty easy to learn how to do that. So definitely looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and knock this tree down. We'll knock it down towards our tractor. That way we can just go ahead and chop it up. And there we go, bam. All right, we're gonna get all these trees cut down. This one's in the bushes. There we go, there's tree number 2. And as soon as all these trees are chopped down, then we'll go ahead and cut some up and put them in our trailer. All right, the contract is finished. Let's go back to the tractor here. We got a couple of these trees laying around. Let's just try and chop this one up. We'll start with this one, see how easy it is. Oh gosh, there's another tree that's like laying right across it. All right, here we are coming back to the farm. We chopped up a couple trees in that deadwood contract. And let's go ahead and throw these in the sawmill. Hopefully it'll take them all. Let's see, here we go. Did it just leave that one little log there? Or perhaps we just didn't get that log inside of the area. So let's go ahead and try and swing around this way and maybe it'll be different. All right, there we go, it's gone. Took all of the wood there. Let's go ahead and get our money from that contract. $53,000 in the bank right now. And if we look at the sawmill, we're 98% full. And look at the production there, 730 liters of planks, 885 for long planks, and 257 liters in wood beams. So it is dividing up the work between the three, and it's using wood more frequently, but that's fine. We can just keep stuffing wood in there. Pretty good money maker, these wood products, especially when you sell them at the playground. I did fill up the greenhouses with water in between this episode and the last episode, and they are continuing to produce good amounts of lettuce. All right, let's go ahead and park our little trailer back over here, and I tell you what, you know, I really don't want to have to bale up the grass and wrap it up and do all that kind of stuff. It's really tedious. And I really think that the answer is buying that silage silo. Say that fast 3 times in a row. Bet you can't. But along with that silo would be the forage wagon. So a total of about $65,000 we would have to spend. But I think we could sell some of our equipment. I'm not sure we would sell the baler. We might hold on to it because there are baling contracts that we could do. There's also wrapping contracts that we can do. So I don't know that I would sell that either, but we could. I mean, we could sell both of these pieces of equipment for about $45,000, $46,000. And then this little guy right here, this wind rower, would be another $6,000, $7,000. Here's something to consider too. We could buy a second tractor. If we go into the medium tractors, this Challenger is 160 horsepower. It does have a front weight on it. We wouldn't be able to have a front attacher, but this could be our cultivating tractor. So if we had contracts to do that were cultivating contracts, even mowing contracts, this tractor would get through those jobs a lot quicker than our current tractor. And it's only $59,000. The question is, are we ready for that yet? I just don't know that our operation is big enough. Now here is another option. This tractor at $89,500. This is a Deutz Fahr. It's the AgroStar 8.31. It's got a 3-point attacher on the front. It does not have a front loader, but what it does have is 230 horsepower, which is awesome. We could sell our current tractor probably for $40,000. I mean, we'd end up having to pay about $50,000 for this thing. It really would be a good tractor to have. The only downside is that it does not have a front loader, and I wouldn't know how to get the pallets up and about. We'd have to think about buying some sort of skid loader or something like that. Yeah, cheapest skid loader is $35,000. I mean, we could have something like this on the farm. It doesn't really have a lot of power. Like, we couldn't use this thing to take and do, you know, log lifting jobs or anything like that. But you know, we could use something like this, like a skid loader, to have an attachment that breaks up the rocks. Oh my gosh, it's also got a stump grinder. We could get rid of our stumps with it. Oh man. I wonder if that is cool. And then here it is. Here's the rock buster upper. I don't know what the proper term is, and that's fine. Honestly, we have the funds to buy this right now. It's $35,000. Then we could buy the attachment to bust up the rocks. We could buy a stump grinder. I mean, this thing could be our all-purpose machine. We could take it and do some extra jobs, busting up some rocks. I mean, how hard can that be? We could probably also cut up some stumps, and that'd be pretty cool. Tell you what, I might do some testing with this thing and the stump grinder, sort of off camera and we'll see if it's worth buying, but definitely an option to think about. The New Holland skid loader, pretty fun. All right, if we take a look in the contracts, we've got a fertilizing contract, 2,140 bucks. It's right across the ferry. We also talked about doing this wood transport contract here, which we're probably gonna do. All right, if we take a look at the wood transport with the crane, 39,500 bucks. I'm gonna have to get good at using this crane thing, and I will probably practice in another save just to get good at it, and maybe one day we'll be able to do that. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and hook our fertilizer thing up onto the back of the tractor. Let's go do that fertilizing contract, and it's right across the ferry, so let's go down there. We'll cross over the ferry, we'll do that contract, and we'll come back and get our little trailer, and we'll head on down to the wood transport job. See if we can't get that going. All right, here we go. Turning on the spreader. We're gonna back that camera out. And boy, this hurt my eyes with all these lines and stuff. I didn't know I was gonna have to put a disclaimer up about getting epileptic seizures. Jeez whiz. All right, we gotta drop our pallet fork off and pick up the little log fork thing. So let's go ahead and drop our pallet fork off here. All right, there we go. We still got our front weight on, and that's okay, but we're gonna need our rear weight on as well. So let's go ahead and figure out where that is. All right, let's go ahead and drop our trailer. We'll pick up the log fork type attachment. We're gonna go get the rear weight so that we can pick up the logs. Oh geez, we just knocked into our power washer. Whoops. All right, here's our rear weight sitting up here. All right, there we go. That thing's hooked on. Now we'll just go back and get our trailer, and let's head to the log transport job. Let's see if this one's a little bit different than, oh my God, what did we do? Here we go. Gotta get it in there the right way. All right, to the log transport job we go.
Shut up and sit down.
No need to fear, I figured it out. Go ahead and get all of those untied, and then you come over here to the exclamation point, bam, there you go. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I tell you what, this wood transport thing is for the birds. I don't even know what that means. So I'm not even going to show you the rest of it. I mean, it's tedious, it's really frustrating. The trees get in the way of the camera, and it's giving me a headache. I don't even know that I'm going to finish this job. I mean, we're probably going to lose money if we stop now. I don't even want to finish it. All right, we canceled the mission. We didn't lose any money. We got to get back to the farm. This is just awful. This wood transport stuff, at least with the setup we have now. I mean, once we get like a trailer where we can actually have a tractor that can reach over top of the bars and put the logs in easily, or if we learn how to use a crane, that would be different. But for right now, I mean, this sucks. So let's head on back to the farm. And at least we've tried now twice to do a wood transport contract, both times. Big failures. Oh God, look, speaking of big failures, don't run head on into that truck. I mean, we're gonna end up putting a log fork right in somebody's ass. Nobody wants that. All right, we got a lot of contracts that just came available. We got bale wrapping. We could do this one for sure. That's $2,881. Let's go ahead and accept that one. We have a baling contract, but it needs square bale, so we can't do that one. We got a deadwood contract. That's always good. Let's go ahead and accept that one. And we've got fertilizing contracts. We got 2 of them that would total $9,000. Man, that is awesome. There's another wood transport contract, but we're not doing it. Let's take one of these fertilizing contracts. Let's take this one. It's close to where our farm is. There, we got 3 jobs going right now, and we got a fertilizing contract that we are going to complete. And I tell you what, we're going to head back to our farm. We're going to do these contracts. And in the next episode, we are going to wrap up the first day in June. We're probably going to have a bank account that's close to $70,000. And we're going to have another decision to make. What do we spend this money on? Maybe there'll be something in the used vehicle section. Maybe not. But we're getting close to being able to buy a full pen filled with sheep. I think with the large sheep pen you can get 71 sheep, and we are really getting close to that. And I think that's what our focus is going to be. And I tell you what, to end out the episode, let's do something fun. Let's make another payment to our loan. We're going to repay another $10,000. Here we go. There's $5,000. There's $10,000. Now we have $70,000 left in our loan, which is really great. So we're accomplishing a lot of stuff here. We are paying down our loan, and we're going to start concentrating on sheep. So that's it. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for the love and support on the channel. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of your day. Come on back in the next episode. We're going to spend some money. We're going to make some money. And we will see you right back here in the next video.